all right? So of course today we're going to be talking about preparedness and mitigation in the church. I really wish there were a lot more members of our church here, but that's okay because it's a start.
Man.
When a lot of people talk about preparedness, it kind of gives them some anxiety or it makes people feel like they talking about some crazy stuff because you hear that word prepper and all that stuff. That's not the case, and there's actually some biblical principles to what we're going to be talking about. Okay, so we're going to go over all of that. I'm not going to be a pharaoh onto the people because the pharaoh didn't let God's people go to the promised land, and we promised y'all some food. So we're gonna hurry up and get through it. All right, but we're not going to rush through it.
Amen.
Also, if you have questions, write them down. We'll try to get to all the questions at the end. But at the same time, I'm going to be asking you all some questions to see kind of where your mindset is towards some of this stuff, okay? So I'm going to need some engagement.
Man.
All right? Is that all right? All right. So this is a little bit about me. This is all the stuff that the state and the government, the federal government say that I can do. They say I know some of this stuff, all right? That's what they say. But we're going to find out today, huh? So the objectives for this training is to identify various emergencies and the risks that they bring, review and discuss mitigation strategies for emergencies, discuss some training and some live drills. We're not going to do as many live drills today. Actually, we probably won't do one simply because we're so small. And a lot of the brothers that's going to be handling that, we haven't trained over there yet, okay? But we'll get there. Also, we'll have a call to action, and then we're actually going to talk about an EPO or EOP. That'll be what all the brothers come together to put that together, okay? So why is it important for preparedness and mitigation? Well, faith-based commitment, all right? As stewards of God's people, our mission is to safeguard the flock, which is Acts 20 and 28, and provide a safe environment for worship, discipleship, and community service. So preparedness equals protecting the flock. Does everybody understand that? Does that make sense to everybody? All right. So when you think about that word preparedness throughout this presentation, we want to keep in our mind that we're protecting the flock. We're protecting God's people, okay? Is the church a liability or an asset to God's people and his works? When we don't come up with these different plans and we don't have all these different organizations throughout the church, are we a liability to God's work? And people know about money. You know enough. You know that when you invest in things that's a liability, you lose it.
Yes, sir.
We don't want God to be losing out on his people. It's our job to bring people to Christ, right?
Amen.
So we want to make sure we're in a position to be an asset, all right? Preparedness isn't worrying, all right? It's about being ready to serve in God's name when the community needs us the most. All right. All right, so in this moment, yes, we're part of Upshur County. We're part of Gilmer for our church. When things happen, which thankfulness to God, a lot of crises don't really happen in this area, but there are a few things that can happen. So we want to be able to serve the community whenever we see fit, and when we have the opportunity to do so, which we do a good job in our other ministries.
Man.
God wants the saints to respond with power, love, and a sound mind without fear. 2 Timothy 1:7. All right? So that's your why. Everybody understand that? Yes. All right, good. So understanding the risk. Before I actually go through this slide, I want you to pay attention to the things that are in red, because the things that are in red can actually affect Piedmont at any time. Right.
Man.
Okay? So natural disasters, flooding, tornadoes, hurricanes, thunderstorms, earthquakes, and wildfires. We don't necessarily have a lot of flooding in this area, and there was a tornado that hit Gilmer. What was that, about 4 years ago, 5 years ago? It wasn't in this part, on this side. It was on the other side of Gilmer, okay? And when that happened, we didn't have as many resources as you see going to LA, Houston, Dallas. You know, they really relied on the people that were local nonprofits to come and help, okay? So we need to be in a position to help ourselves. If it's something that's completely catastrophic, a lot of times your emergency people, they're not gonna be able to respond to you because I don't know if y'all know, but law enforcement, firefighters, they got families too. Yes, we have a duty to the community, but you know, you have to take care of your family first, put them in a situation where they're safe, and then be able to come to work and respond to whatever the issue may be, unless you're on duty at that time. Man-made crisis, active shooters, arson, vandalism, and theft. There's a lot of case study about active shooters in churches. You guys see it on the news all the time now. It's becoming more and more prevalent. The state of Texas is doing a great job and mandating training for law enforcement to respond. Now, right now, it's more response to schools because we want to protect our children. There's not a lot of training revolving churches, so that's kind of where we come in to work on those things for ourselves, all right? Yes, law enforcement will respond whenever we can get to them, but as y'all know in this building, like me and Brother Kris was talking about, how many of y'all got cell phone service right now?
Spotty.
Just one. All right. And then what if Brother Marshall's phone goes dead? What we do? Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to talk about some of those things as well. Okay. Medical emergencies. We actually had one at the church with one of our elders, and in that moment, everybody just wanted to help. But we didn't know who actually had the training, who actually could identify what the issue was quickly. You know, we got together and kind of figured out, all right, you call this person, the brothers was doing all they can, but at the end of the day, that's too many hands in one pot. We got to assign duties to people and know when something happens, okay, you do this, you make the call to ambulance, whatever it may be, okay? Technical hazards. A lot of people don't think about this stuff, but power outages. If the power goes out in Gilmer tonight, are we having church in the morning? Are there ways that we can mitigate that to where we can have church? What if a lot of people in Gilmer lose power? Can we still have church or be a safe haven for people who don't have power? Yes, we can. All right, so we're gonna talk about some of those things as well. Something that's becoming more prevalent in our world, cyber threats. I know people don't really think about that too much, but cyber threats, they're becoming more and more popular. It's a quick, easy way to get information. I know some of y'all don't use AI as much as others, but it's a real thing. AI is, I mean, it's pretty much the internet. You know, so there's really, really smart people in the world that want to do really, really bad things.
True.
So we have to put ourselves in a position to be able to combat that, okay? So we're gonna focus on some natural disaster mitigation. Of course, like I said, the things in red are the things that Piedmont kind of needs to pay attention to. We do have a lot of thunderstorms in this area that can cause a lot of power outages, things of that nature. So strengthening the building structure. Me, Brother Gis, and Sister Gis actually went to a church preparedness training, and one thing that they discussed was storm-proofing doors, changing locks on doors, windows, things of that nature. It costs money to do all that, but it's something to keep in your mind, because I never even thought about that. If you walk around our church now, are any of these doors up to date as far as modern doors? Most of them, they're real light. Next time you open one of these doors, just feel how hollow it is. There's nothing in the middle. There's just two pieces of wood pretty much and wood going around it. So that's something that we want to think about and look into, especially when we start getting into our man-made threats. Safe rooms. We don't have a safe room in this church. If there was an active shooter or if there is a tornado, where do we go? Not only having those areas available, they need to be marked because, like I say, this needs to be a safe haven for all God's people.
Amen.
So if there's somebody on the road and there's a tornado coming down 271 and, they need somewhere to go, this could be a safe haven for them as well. We'll be careful with that, of course, but we want to be able to provide services in love.
Man.
Fire blankets and fire extinguishers. How many fire extinguishers do we have in this building? Does anybody know?
4. Off the top of my head, 4.
Okay, when is the last time that it's actually been serviced? I can tell you right now, the fire extinguishers, all the ones that we have not been serviced since previous to 2010. So if there is a fire, do we even know if that fire extinguisher is going to work? Probably not. We can try our best. Probably not. Does anybody know what a fire blanket is? Mm-hmm. Have you seen them? Anybody? Raise your hand if you have not seen what a fire blanket is. Okay. So this is a fire blanket. It tells you that it's a fire blanket. It makes it very simple to use. Basically, you will hang this up in your areas where you're more prevalent to have a fire. So you would have this like by a warmers or by the stove on the wall. And all you do is you just pull these tabs and a white blanket is going to come out. You put that blanket over the fire and it will suppress that fire if the fire is small enough. Now, if we have a large fire, do not use a fire blanket. Go ahead and try to use a fire extinguisher. Do we put water on big fires? No. Does anybody know why not?
Because it can be grease.
Water spread.
Absolutely. So you can spread the fire with water. Let's not do that. We want to use fire suppression options, okay? And smoke detectors. Do we have smoke detectors in this building?
Yeah, got 2.
Got 2 of them?
They work, yeah, they work.
They work?
They work.
When the last time we checked them?
Recently, like
Last month.
Last month?
Yeah.
Good. So and always remember too, a lot of this stuff that we're talking about, you can do this stuff at home as well, okay? Yes. But check your fire extinguishers, check your detectors. It's a good habit to change those batteries out every year. September is emergency preparedness month. That's a good time to go through all this stuff that we're talking about and just make sure everything will work, everything's in place for you, okay? Backup power and water sources. Water sources is a little difficult to do simply because you have to have purification and things of that nature. A way that you could do it is you could have a water tank if your water does not work separate, and you can add a filter to it just so you can have quick water, emergency water, okay? Just something to think about there. Also, backup power. How many of y'all have generators at home? What kind of generator do you have?
We have a gas powered, and we have a
gas.
Solar power, small solar power.
Okay. Anybody else? No? Same thing? Okay. Which I didn't bring it with me. So the one that Brother Marshall was talking about, there you have small ones which are called power banks. They are solar. You can use solar panels to keep charge on those, to charge your other devices. Smaller ones are not going to power up your whole house, just so you know. That's a completely different training, but every generator that you buy that's a power bank or solar, you need to know how much wattage you're going to use. That is a process to do that. They have meters that you can plug into the wall, plug your refrigerator in it, and it'll tell you how much wattage you're using. Once you know that, you know how much wattage you need on your generator to run your generator if your power will go out, okay? Also to charge your phones up, things of that nature. So if you have somebody in your home that uses a CPAP, uses anything medical, if you work from home, invest in a solar power generator, okay? Gas is really good, but you can't run a gas generator in your house, right?
Right.
Because we know what's gonna happen if you run gas in your house. That's gonna be a bad day. So we want to make sure that we're being safe while we're doing all these things. It's real affordable now to get bigger wattage electric generators now. They real affordable. You can get them on Amazon, and there's a lot of different brands. Me personally, I use the EcoFlow ones simply because I can control it on my phone. I can turn it on and off on my phone. They charge up fast. I mean, my small one I can charge up in 30 minutes. You know, they always ready to go. And we have quite a few in our home. With your gas generators, make sure that you're putting the gas saver liquid inside of there. That way you're cranking it up and it's ready to go. Also, crank those up and run them. Like, you really need to be doing it every month to burn all that gas out. And check your oil on them, because a lot of people don't check the oil. A lot of people don't even know you got to change the oil on them. But make sure you're doing that. Just part of being prepared, okay?
And
I bring those points to the church because, to my knowledge, do we have anything for backup power here at the church? We do not. So even something small just to keep in the space to where we can have something for our saints if they don't have an ability to charge their phone or anything like that. And I keep bringing up phones because in emergencies, what's the first thing that you want to do?
be able to call.
You want to call and check on you. People, you want to send a text. So as long as we have cell phone service, those things are very important, okay? And nowadays, a lot of people with their phone, they do everything on their phone. Me personally, hey, if that's what you want to do, you can do that. But people got their front doors on their phone, you know, they got to start their car with their phone their whole thing. I mean, people run their whole business on their phone. But you need to make sure that you're prepared to keep that thing going, okay? Also, safes, digitized records, backup data. So we were talking a little bit about the cyber threats.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that you have your documents scanned and saved on a flash drive. Flash drives are not expensive now.
True.
I mean, 20 years ago, 4 gig flash drive was $50 to $60. You can get that for $2 now almost. You can get them at the dollar store now. But you want to make sure you have like a copy of your driver's license, birth certificate, stuff like that saved in a digital format, because if something happens and you lose all your documentation, when you go to the Social Security office and ask them for your social security card, well, they're going to ask you to prove who you are.
True.
And if your house burned down or something, and you don't have anything, it's going to put you in a bind. So at least having a digital copy of that stuff backed up somewhere would definitely help. A good habit that this guy told me that he does is he has a safety box at his bank, and him and his family back up all of their documents. They have keys to their home, everything in that safe deposit box at the bank. Pretty good idea. I don't know how much those are, but something to look into. It's gonna take you a little time to put those things together, but you got a lot of important documentation at home.
Yeah.
You got your insurance policies for everything, your car, your house, your health. If you bought a home, you own your home, you want to keep all your documentation. Just a good way to keep all that, which a lot of things now are through email and PDF form. Okay. Moving on.
Really good.
Man-made crisis. Your active shooters, arson, vandalism, and threats. So one thing that we talk about at the police academy and of course in the sheriff's department is a lot of people that get robbed, they don't have exterior lighting because thieves, they want to be in the dark. They don't want to be seen. They don't have cameras anywhere, which is a big problem with any crime. Somebody gets shot or somebody get robbed, and then they're like, okay, what cameras you have? And now it's prolonged because, I mean, we don't have anything. So make sure you have some type of camera. We want to look into that with the church, but a big part of that is internet. I know that's a big discussion in the church, but at the end of the day, a lot of people not running wire anymore. I've actually looked into it. Wire's going away. Who in here got a phone line, like in the wall? Them kids, some of these kids don't even know what a home phone is.
I still got one though.
You still got
Yeah, I
one?
still
Yeah,
got
you do have one. So, question to that: is it in the wall or is it actually a router box?
It's in the wall.
It's in the wall.
Oh, what? It's Magic Jack.
Magic
So
Jack.
you had to have one.
There you go. There you go. Magic Jack. All right. Boy, any of y'all remember them commercials? They don't run no more.
It's inexpensive, so I.
About the same day.
Does anybody know if Spectrum coming out this way? Because I think they're moving out this way.
I believe so. I know Kris is looking into that for the security part of it for us.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to see what options is available. Number one, especially being in Upshur County, it's just harder in this county. Simply because those big businesses, they don't want to spend the money to run the wiring, like fiber and stuff like that. And also cost efficient. You know, once fiber is in the ground, they can run the special. Sparklight can run a special for $29.99 a month because their product's already in the ground. They just plug it up to your house.
True.
Whereas out here, can't do that. It's gonna be more expensive. So we'll look into a cost-efficient option for the church, present it to the brothers, and kind of see where we go with that. All right. But internet is very important. Also, kind of going back to the last slide, if your power goes out, what else goes out?
Internet, yep.
So going back to those power banks, you can always keep one plugged up, plug your router back in, and you're good to go. All right, just something to think about. Alarms for the church. A lot of these things now, like I say, they go off wireless internet. I think Johnson Controls does wired stuff. They kind of expensive when they come in and run everything. But when somebody kicks the door in, you have your sensor on there, alarm goes off, it triggers the law enforcement. I don't know if Gilmer PD will respond here or Upshur County. So I have to do some research and figure out who will respond to our church. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the county because we're kind of outside the city line there. But even then, y'all have to remember Gilmer is still small. Gilmer PD is not a big police department at all. Upshur County, not a big county at all. And this is a very wide county. So it's gonna take time for those people to respond to us here, all right? Exterior lighting, I think we do a pretty good job with exterior lighting. I mean, we have our main areas lit, so that's pretty good. Let's just make sure that we have options to where if the power does go out, those lights are still going. Something that you can actually use in your home as well. These light bulbs, once you run them, they actually charge up. So when the lights go out, still works. All right. And then if you have this in the lamp or in the ceiling and you don't have flashlight available, there you go.
All right.
Flashlight too. These are H&E LED battery backups. You can get these at Walmart.
Okay.
They
Nice.
come 2 or 4 in a pack. So that's good to have, but we definitely want to make sure we have something like that. They have solar options as well, okay? But of course, downfall of solar options is they have to be in direct sunlight to charge. So we want something that's going to actually charge with the battery in it, okay? Lockdown procedures, active encounter or active countermeasures. Big thing in Texas. Who owns a gun in here? Who owns a gun? I ain't gonna ask how many. Who actually carries their gun consistently with them? So that drastically went down right there. There's a lot of people in here that own guns, but you don't carry it with you consistently. I'm not here to sway you either way. You do whatever's comfortable for you. But there are threats out there, okay? Gun owners, when's the last time you shot your gun? 2 weeks. Been a while, huh? When the last time you cleaned your gun?
About a month.
So you shot it 2 weeks ago. It's been a month since you cleaned it. What about you? said 2 weeks ago.
I cleaned it right after, maybe the day after.
Okay. All right. So, right now in the church, I put this up here, and me and Brother Gitz was kind of talking about this outside. Does anybody know what those signs mean?
Yeah, that means if you have a concealed license, you're still not allowed to bring your weapon to those premises.
That's correct. We don't have either one of these on our front window. All right. State of Texas law is if you don't want somebody to have a gun on them at all, both of them have to be posted. They have to be in specific colors. It has to be a specific size, font size, everything. But it has to be very visible, and it has to be prevalent enough to let a person know you cannot have a gun in our church. Can't remember what church we went to, and as we were walking up to the door, I had to go back to the car because can't have my gun on me. You know, and it made me more comfortable because they did have a off-duty officer there. But that's something that
East
we want.
Cotton.
I think that's what it was. In East Cotton.
Yes.
Rollins. That's
Oh,
what I
Rollins.
went to. Rollins.
That's right. That's right.
So, and even when they had theirs posted, I'm not trying to dog them out or anything like that. If anybody from Rollins sees this video, just know, read that law, because the sign that you had, it was not the way that it was supposed to be according to the law. So I still could have worn my gun and been okay. But we, Piedmont, we need to make sure that we're making a decision on this because we don't have anything. And also, we need to, brothers that's on the security team, we need to be able to enforce that as well, okay? The only reason I carry my gun to church is because I actually asked Brother Holmes. I got permission.
Yeah. The security team, we'll actually talk about that a little bit in September as far as the security team. But yes, we definitely want our security team to be able to protect us. So
Gotcha.
as long as they have their license and they've gone through their training.
Right, correct.
So they'll be checking with you in the future to make sure you have a rundown of who's on that list. And we'll put it before the brothers in September and talk about that a little bit.
All right, so with that being said, something to definitely think about. Now, in an instance where a lot of us don't have guns, active shooter come to the front. Unfortunately, me and Brother Gitz are the only ones with guns right now, and because I got a license through the state of Texas, I'm going to the threat. All right. I would expect our other brothers, which we haven't discussed it, I would expect you guys to take care of our children, our wives, women of the church, get them out this door, go out the exterior door there and get to safety as we address the threat that's coming through the front. But in the event that we cannot do that, this is a big thing. I know a lot of businesses teach this practice, but run, hide, fight. You want to run away from the threat. If you are not engaging the threat, it does not make you a coward to go the opposite way. Because at the end of the day, your life, your livelihood and things of that nature, people depend on you to be here. You know, somebody needs you here. Hide. If you cannot get outside the building, which there are some spots in our congregation where we don't have anywhere to go, hide, get behind something. Actually, Brother Marshall said something today because we were kind of talking about it, and I brought something to his attention. I don't know if he caught it because I was actually being funny, but I was being for real. Do we have any weapons in here outside of our guns?
Books.
Yes, sir. Yes. So if we can't run, we can't hide, we gotta fight, right?
The microphone.
We got these big red books, and I promise you, if somebody get hit in the head with one of these books, it's gonna hurt. Okay? So, I mean, anything. Of course, these pews. None of us gonna take a pew out there and go shoot it to test the bullets and all that, the ballistics. No, but I mean, at the end of the day, this is something better than nothing. Lay across the pew and try to get out the way, okay? But protect yourself, protect your family. Of course, if you are one of the people that are supposed to engage, the expectation is for you to engage, all right? Any questions on this? Because this is one I do want to make sure everybody understands, all right? All right, medical emergencies, cardiac arrest, allergic reactions, chronic health conditions, minor bleeding, small boo-boos. Somebody had a small boo-boo this morning. I ain't gonna say no names. Major bleeding, your artery cuts, gunshot wounds, shock. Does anybody know where their major arteries run in their body? Raise your hand if you don't know. Don't know? Okay, so everybody that does know, can you show me where they are?
Wrist.
Leg. Okay. So you have really big veins. There's usually one in your neck that you can see. When you get stressed out, you get angry, you start seeing it. But yes, it goes all the way here, all the way through your arm. There's one on each arm, and you have two on the inside of your leg running all the way down, okay? Let me ask y'all something. If your major artery is cut, how many seconds does it take for you to bleed out? I got 5, I got 10. Anybody else? 30? Okay. So the average time is 15 to 20 seconds. Okay. That's very fast. Has anybody ever had any stop the bleed or trauma training? Not first aid, but trauma training. You have? A little bit? Okay. Does anybody know what this is? Does anybody know how to apply a tourniquet?
Do it on you.
You ain't doing it on me. But, so raise your hand if you do not know how to put this on, because I need to know. Okay, good. I got a training one in here. I'm not gonna put this on right now, because you think you're gonna be hurting when you cut yourself or get shot. You're really gonna be hurting when you put this thing on. But tourniquets save lives. The purpose of a tourniquet, which there's different ones. This is a CAT tourniquet. This is the main one that most of the military uses. Most of law enforcement carry these. I think EMTs carry them. And then you have a SWAT tourniquet, which looks like this. All right. Basically, what you do with these is you put it on, you open it up, put it on whatever arm that you have. I said I wasn't gonna put it on. I'm not gonna do it in time because I've been doing this all week in the academy. Okay. You want to make sure that the red tab either side is towards your heart. This is because whenever EMTs get to you, law enforcement get it to you, or there's a lot of paramedics and fire now, they'll kind of know where to pull. You want to get it as high as you can get it, high as you can go. And then you're going to pull it as tight as you can get it. All right? That's already tight on my own. You are going to turn this here, which I put it too far over, but you're gonna keep turning that and you're gonna latch it in. It should latch over right there. When you put this on, your whole limb is gonna go numb. Does anybody know why?
We're stopping the blood.
Yes. Now, a lot of times, you may still be bleeding from doing that. If that's the case, if you still see blood coming out, put the second one on. If you don't have this one, go to something. If you don't have this, belt, shirt, something. I know a lot of people in Texas, you can carry a knife. I don't carry a knife. I actually carry trauma shears with me everywhere. Reason is, I can cut somebody's clothes if I need to. I can cut whatever I need. Same thing I need to cut with a knife, I can cut with these. Car accidents, I have a seatbelt cutter. If we get into a car accident, I can break the window. So just something, these are cheap on Amazon, good to have instead of carrying a knife.
What are they called again?
Trauma shears.
Trauma shears.
Going into your medical kits, does anybody have a first aid kit in their car? I know who don't got one.
We have one in the office.
Has anybody looked into the first aid kit that we have in the church? Does anybody know where it is?
It's in my office.
There's another one in the where the food we serve the food at too.
Yeah, and the
It's a big one.
breakfast.
So, specifically with church, we want to make sure that we have one area that is accessible to everybody. Okay. Usually, like when you go to businesses, you'll see it on the wall in a little white box. When you open those boxes, an alarm goes off. Why do y'all think that is?
Because it's to let them know it's an emergency.
Absolutely right. That lets everybody know something is going on. So we need to start paying attention and either get out the way or respond if you're supposed to. Okay. In our first aid kit box that we have in the room that we eat in, number one, we can't get to it because we got all our snacks and things in it. And I purposely moved everything one Sunday. I was like, I'm gonna see. Came back, everything was let go. So then I got real curious. I said, well, somebody got a headache. Normally what you take? Aspirin, Tylenol, naproxen, whatever you can get to, right? Do we have any in that first aid kit?
I have some in
There's some ibuprofen in there, but I wouldn't advise you take it. They say medicine don't expire, but if you look at them expiration dates on those, you think you got a headache.
Depression.
So just being mindful, making sure that we keeping those things updated, making sure we have it accessible. I know you have some in your office, but we don't want you to have to, you up here giving us the word,
Yes, sir.
and then something happened. Now, either one of us got to go in there and try to find it because we in crisis. Matter of fact, let's break that down. When situations of crisis happen, what happens to our bodies?
panic.
Fine motor skills stop.
Exactly, the fine motor skills. So when your fine motor skills go down, you can't really focus. Some of us more than others. That's why we do all this crazy training in law enforcement and military stuff. They got their own tactics. That's for another day. But when crisis happens, you can't really think clearly. Not only can you not think clearly, you can't actually move the way that you think that you can move, okay? Because that's something that doesn't happen every day. With that being said, we don't want Brother Holmes to have to stop preaching, or he probably gonna stop preaching. I hope he would. But we don't want him to have to run to his office, get the first aid kit, and run back to address our needs. And not only that, you know, if Sister Giss is the closest one to his office, she run to his office and she can't find it. We really in some trouble. So we want those things to be out and prevalent somewhere. Does anybody know what this machine right here is? AED. Okay. Does anybody know how to use it? That's good.
Actually, I'll talk you through it and release it.
Exactly. So the good thing about this, you don't need to know how to use it, because once you open that package up, there's pictures. You don't even gotta know how to read. There's pictures. You do what the pictures tell you to do. put your patches on, and you push the button, and it's gonna be talking to you. It's gonna be counting down and everything. So, how many of y'all know CPR? That is a lot of people, and that's real good. You don't want me to do CPR on you because something's gonna be broke. Simple as that. So hopefully I'm glad we got enough people that know it. But when you open this AED machine, it's gonna tell the person to start their compressions on the chest. It's gonna help them count. When you've had that training and you be in there for 1 minute, you know you're gonna be real tired. But this AED machine actually tells you when you can switch out, when you can get your breath, catch your breath, and when it's gonna send that shock to the heart to get it back going, okay? So really easy. To my knowledge, we do not have one in the church, okay? So that's something to think about. Once again, we need to have it readily available. So when you go to, the best one I seen was Mile Cobb in Longview, because they actually had a stop the bleed kit, AED, and a first aid kit, readily available right there as soon as you walk into the front door. So we want to start looking at some of those things to keep our people protected, okay? Also, hopefully we can start getting some more first aid CPR training. We can get some stop the bleed training, because those are two different things. A trauma kit and a first aid kit is two different things, just so y'all know. This kit right here, this just a little boo-boo first aid kit. There is some shears in here, I believe. I purposely have not opened it because I know that everything I need is already gonna be in here. Simple as that. So just keep one in your car. Let's make sure we have them available at the church. Tech hazards. So we talked about power outages. An acronym that they use is BAC. So backup power, air and heat options, cooking options, and keeping communication. Whenever your power goes out, those are the things that you really want to focus on, because you don't know how long your power is going to be out for. And one thing that you got to do is, life still going to happen. You still got to eat. You still got to make sure that you got air or heat. In Texas right now, if your air go out and that AC don't come on, some of y'all gonna get real agitated. All right. And then when we had, what was it, Snowmageddon in Longview, some of y'all ain't got no fireplace. That heater don't work. Hope you have some blankets. Cooking options. That's actually something good to have at the church as well. Just making sure I know we have a stove and heaters, but if those things don't work, having a camping stove or something like that just to heat up stuff just in case. And of course, have those in your home as well. Keep in communication. We're not gonna keep beating that horse. We didn't talk about it. Make sure we're having our phones charged up, things of that nature. Training and drills. So with Piedmont, we're going to have some drills. We got to get with the brothers first, and we got to actually have a good plan, which we're going to talk about on the next slide. It's not a secret to everybody in here, but if certain things happen in our church, it's going to be real hard for us to kind of navigate those things, okay? So I'm going to get with the brothers, the security team, and I'm also going to bring in some outside sources to kind of give us some opinions. I also plan on having one of the Upshur County deputies come here, and I'm not sure if Gilmer Fire or Upshur County's fire department responds here, but we need to know how long it takes for them to get here. So reaching out to them and having them a part of our training and drills as well, okay? Which they don't mind doing that. Fire folks, do I got any firefighters in here? No volunteers? Good, because I'm one of the other folks, so I can talk about it. They don't do nothing. They sit in them recliners till somebody calls them, and they sit there and watch TV and they work out. That's why all of them be looking all fit, the uniforms all tight, because they ain't got nothing else to do. So we gonna give them something to do, all right? Once again, making sure we have a lot of people that knows how to do CPR, but we want to make sure we have some training to get your certificate updated, but also to keep going through those motions, because if you don't use it,
Yeah.
you absolutely. Hopefully, you're not doing CPR every day. If you are, you might need to rethink something, unless that's what you want to do. But one thing to consider while we're doing our drills and our training is the people who cannot help themselves. I'm sorry, but the one that's walking out, Kiana, she ain't gonna be no good to none of us. She's gonna be all in the way, running around. And we have a lot of small children as well. Not only small children, but elderly. So we have to put them into consideration. And we definitely want to get those people out first and assist them first, okay? Which is a whole part of making sure that we training. I got our local partners up here. These are all the local resources that we have available to us in this area. American Red Cross, which everybody knows who that is. That'll actually help you with your CPR and your first aid training. USCCA, outside of the gifts, does everybody else know who that is, what they do? Did y'all actually get their insurance?
From where?
From USCCA?
No.
Okay.
Do we do insurance, Shay?
Do what?
Where do you get the insurance, did we? I just got them. Yes. I got Shay, yes.
Okay.
Yes, we got.
So USCCA, they do host a lot of training opportunities, specifically around firearms. That's what they do. They do offer insurance to protect you if you have to use that gun, because there are laws that, unfortunately, whether you're protecting somebody or not, you're still gonna be held accountable for discharging that firearm. Okay, simple as that. If you hurt somebody with a bullet, well, the court system's still gonna hold you accountable for it. TEEX, the great A&M system. But they do a lot of training as far as like hazard training, OSHA training. They do pretty much all of our law enforcement training. Fire, I mean, they do it all. They actually partner with TDM, Texas Division of Emergency Management. How many of y'all know that we actually had that available in our state? So, after the pandemic and after Snowmageddon and all this stuff started happening, Houston ain't had power for a week. And I mean, hospitals overrun. Our governor and all those lovely people that we love so much, they came up with that group. And those group of people, they actually go around to different counties, and they actually help with preparedness, mitigating, things of that nature. They have liaisons for each county, which is really good. Typically, you won't really see them out and about too much, but you can get in contact because each district, they have them broken down in districts. You can reach out to them and get some help. But if you go to their website, there's a lot of useful information on there, okay? If you get some time, type in TDM and just look through what they have, okay? Stop the Bleed, of course, another training. They're pretty much just like American Red Cross, but they specifically deal with trauma training. So teaching you how to apply tourniquets, gunshot wounds, how to stuff those properly, because you ain't gonna put a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound. You actually have to put your fingers inside of there, pack it, do all these different things, okay? Upshur County, Emergency Services District, I want to say that they're going to be pretty much your fire station in Upshur County. I have not reached out to anybody there yet, but I do plan on speaking to some of those folks. Actually, we had the captain of Judson Volunteer Fire this past Sunday visit our church. So we want to make sure he continues to keep coming back, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we do. We want to make him feel very welcome. But good resource to have. And then we do have a lot of brothers in Christ that are in these different different areas, okay? FEMA, does everybody know what FEMA is?
Yes.
That's a love-hate relationship.
Feds.
You can get some great training through them. But them helping you, we'll see. Different story. I ain't gonna dog them out. They got a job to do.
Yeah, I got a sister and my nephew used to work for
For
FEMA.
FEMA, I mean,
We
that's,
won't judge.
that's still homeland security. They say they do emergency management, that's still homeland security, just so y'all know. Of course, Upshur County. Does anybody know who the sheriff is in Upshur County?
Larry, what he is?
Yes, he is. Larry Webb.
That's my buddy.
I like Sheriff Webb. And then of course, you have Gilmer PD and Gilmer Fire, okay? So like I say, we're gonna be building relationships with those folks to let them know that, hey, we care about our members, we care about our building, and we wanna make sure
Indeed.
that y'all know that and y'all know how to help us, okay?
Indeed.
Call to action. We're gonna go over just a few things here. I know we're kind of dragging this on, but a thing that we don't have in this church, let alone a lot of churches, is an emergency operation plan. Basically, building those, it takes time. It takes more than just sitting down for 1 or 2 hours, because it takes a lot of critical thinking and analyzing what's going on, okay? So it's gonna be up to the brothers of the church to really come together and put those things together. The good thing is, I have a template for it. So all we gotta do is fill in the blanks.
Yes, sir.
Alright? But of course, the purpose of that is to make sure that we have a plan in place for all these different things. Make sure that it's detailed and make sure that we're actually running these drills, okay? Usually you wanna run these drills quarterly. It don't have to be the same one. You gotta run a fire drill every 3 or 4 months, alright? But, you know, if the power go out, we need to know what to do. So just different stuff like that to think about, alright?
I think that's a good point that you brought up. Maybe once a quarter after we dismiss, we can remain seated and do one of the drills on a Sunday when everybody's here.
Yep.
So great.
And adding to that, actually, I know we do family and friends days every Sunday. Doesn't hurt to have some of our friends, not every Sunday, every month. But having some of those people involved too, you know, that'll let them know that we're thinking about stuff like that. And it's only gonna take us 3-5 minutes to do that.
It's important.
You know?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, right when Brother Holmes is done, yes, we're gonna let you eat. But for 5 minutes, we need everybody to stand up and let's run a fire drill real quick. You're going out the door anyway. All right. We'll discuss this more in detail, like I say, with the brothers, okay? So some call to action things. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up and we'll take questions. And of course, Brother Gitt's gonna have some things that he wanna put on your mind. But we wanna make sure that, once again, we're partnering with our local resources. Like I say, county, city of Gilmer, seeing what kind of help that we can get. We are a church, and a lot of people just give these things to churches, as far as tourniquets, trauma kits. You know, if we ain't got to spend money on it, who don't
Yes.
like free in here?
Love free.
Okay, cool. I do too. So we want to make sure that we partner with those people. All right. We want to make sure that we start or update the church's plan, which, to my knowledge, we're starting. We may have something in our mind, but we need to actually put it on paper so everybody knows what to do.
True.
And then schedule those training and do risk assessments. So after fire drills, we need to talk about what worked, what didn't work. We did a fire drill, everybody went through that though. And that might not work. So build a culture of preparedness. If y'all remember that word preparedness, that is not a fear word. We are doing what? Protecting our flock.
Amen.
That's the main thing that I want y'all to remember. We are protecting the flock.
Excellent.
All right, Brother Giss. You don't even have to. I think the next one is
Okay. I wanna thank Kris for what he done. He done a wonderful job.
Man,
My thing, I'm telling you a little bit about me. I used to be a prison guard in Arkansas. I learned a lot about safety. And a lot of times we think that it won't happen to us. I was talking to a lady a while back about church safety. And she told me, like we collect money here, but they collect their money and take it to the back. It happened here in Gilmer about a while back. I forgot how long it's been ago. But somebody came along and robbed them. They had cameras up. The people got to with their money because you got to be careful. This church have money in it. And thieves always looking, don't care. This tight in this world, a lot of evil people out there. So what they did, they stole the money. But they went trying to get to the next church and they had the cameras up and the police called them. So when you think you ain't gonna be a victim, we all a victim. And for safety, we want to look around our surroundings, no matter where we at church. I mean, our surroundings mean a lot to us. We teach our kids, when you go somewhere, watch your surroundings. Be careful. In this church, we are to look out for each other here. You know, we got to make sure if somebody say something or hear something that don't sound right, or somebody say, you know, or somebody is just got a mental problem, something like that, talk to Kris or one of us, or talk to somebody, tell somebody what's going on.
Yes.
Don't wait till the last minute and, I heard her say she's gonna do something. It's too late. I mean, just tell somebody and be aware of everything around the church sometimes, because we can't see everything. We can't notice everything. You know, and sometimes with new members, new people, just be careful how we're gonna act with them sometimes too, because you never know what their intention are at church. You know, and also on safety, we want to make sure that who is trained to do this for as CPR or helping out, make sure you got a list of names so people get out their way and let people know who they are, so we won't be in their way when they're doing the help out on everybody. And that's what I got today. Really, don't have a lot to say about it. But Kris did a wonderful job.
man.
He brought up a good point. And like I say, that's kind of the point of the training and the drills. We're actually going to go through an active shooter drill. We're going to go through the church being robbed. Yeah. Yeah. I see some eyes get big, and some people like, what? Yeah, church gonna get robbed. Yes. And the reason I say that is because if we don't practice it how it could potentially be, we can talk about it all day. We can have it in our mind, but if we don't actually apply the skills that we learn, what we talk about, we don't know what's gonna happen. Because what did we say? When crisis situations happen, when stress goes up, skills go down. All right? We wanna make sure we're protecting our flock. Any questions? Yes, sir.
I know we haven't done it yet, but have we compiled a list of those of us who are actually CPR qualified through the state? Because, I mean, a lot of people know CFR, people are actually qualified through the state, and also those who actually have concealed license to carry. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I know you have one, I have one, but there might be other members of the body who do have those licenses, and we're just not aware of it.
Yeah, but that's what we're compiling a list together. Got with Kris on that, so we're compiling a list.
A current license. Yeah, because you have to
of that
renew
together.
those.
And I believe we do have some CPR.
Yeah.
We have.
I can say one thing too. And if you do have a gun, concealed or whatever, let the security team know so you won't be in the way. A lot of people might say, oh, but we don't know if you the shooter was. You just get up and start shooting, you know. So you gotta be careful. Let us know if you are concealed, you know, but you gotta let people know. And also we need a stand-up sheet saying who is willing to do what. We don't want to force nobody to be if they don't want to do it. So to be more willing to do this and work together as a team and keep the church safe.
Correct. I've spoken with a few brothers, and we have, I think, about 5 or 6 brothers that are interested in that. And that's one of the things that me and Kris talked about as far as them having their license and up-to-date training. And then as far as CPR, I believe we have, with the new people, we have 7 people, I think, that are trained as far as CPR because they work in the medical field as well. So.
And I'm sorry, I gotta say one more thing. And also, if you know somebody that is willing to help too in this situation as training. I know a lot of people from Ursa County. What's his name, Casey? James Casey. Anybody know James Casey? He's a consultant here, constable here. So if we need no more training, I get with Kris, and I got some people that would willing to come in and teach us stuff about the safety of the church. He's security over their church. Be willing to come in free to teach us some more stuff too with Kris.
Correct.
I was gonna say too, like along with, you know, emergencies just both at church, but then also emergencies at home, like say if your house does burn down. I think a lot of people get overwhelmed with like the insurance of it all. Like what do you do after? Like you get all this help, but how do you navigate the insurance? I work in insurance. I've been working in insurance for a while now, almost 10 years. So I'm willing to walk through how do you file a claim, what do you know, the right steps so that you can know what to do after the crisis has happened.
Also, Ray and I are both certified in mental health first aid. So if we have someone come in that's, you know, having a crisis situation, also we have Narcan that we carry with us everywhere.
Bring some to church
Because
too.
you just never know when that's
Yes,
gonna happen too.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm actually gonna start carrying that on myself.
We carry
Does
some
everybody know what that is used for? Yes.
We carry some in our car too in case somebody.
And it's something about
So to kind of tie up everything that, the statements that were made, and bring some light to it, like I say, all of this stuff is kind of new for the church. I do have a form that I have made that one of these Sundays I'm gonna bring up, and I'm gonna ask all of our members to fill out. And that form is gonna have, of course, your information and everything like that, just in case something happens to you while you're at church and we don't know who to contact. That's why we're gonna be a little nosy on that, but it's for safety. But also to kind of check what skills that you have as far as with your occupations. What certifications do you have as far as CPR, stuff like that? And then it's gonna ask you, do you actually wanna volunteer what you know in those services, okay? That way we can start kind of narrowing down, okay, brother Gis does this, sister Gis does that, and not too many chiefs.
We need to send
Right.
a sheet that's saying what everybody's
Yes.
doing. So
And once we complete that survey, pretty much, then we'll be able to evaluate, all right, we have these people do this, and these people do that, okay? And that'll actually help our training and drills go a lot smoother and kind of put into practice, okay? Good stuff. Any other questions? I know it's kind of all over the place with this. Like I say, I wish there were more of our members here. I could have went into detail as far as more church stuff, but a lot of things that